So I'd like to introduce to you Margaret Oliver, now Woodley from Oak Bay, Canada, and Richard Ross from Santa Monica, California. So first up, I know you travelled here especially to research your history and attend the day-to-day, so that is hugely appreciated. I hope you've had a great time in Stonesfield over the last couple of days touring around, and I hope you've enjoyed meeting your distant cousins. Of course, I wanted to just talk a little bit about your line and share some of the photos that you very generously shared over the last sort of couple of years that we've conversing, and just tell a little bit about the story. Marrying Mary Davis and having 8 children, and they were in Stonesfield, all born in Stonesfield. Then of course we see them starting to emigrate. This is a photo here for your delectation. Thomas Francis Richard Oliver, taken in 1888. So this is probably still in the UK. What do you think, Richard? 1888? He's probably still in Stonesfield here. I think it's probably mid 1890s that he emigrated. This is a great picture. I don't know, have you seen this one, Margaret?
No.
Okay. So this is the marriage of Thomas with his wife, Harriet Eloise McGillivray. We've just spoken about were builders. Come to light, they worked together. They built this property here, 2177. And they also built this property here, 742. And when you look at some of the literature of the time, well, this is actually a few years on, after they built the high school. You can see they're still living at those addresses. So 2177 is Thomas, and 742 is Philip. And so 742 is where your dad grew up. That was his childhood home. So we've kind of talked about builders in Stonesfield. They took those skills from Stonesfield and employed them over in Oak Bay. The literature just talked about building the high school. The Olivers built this. Adrian, you're a builder. The builders are still going on in the Oliver name. You're still an Oliver, and you're still, you're a builder. So it's deep in construction. Building is deep in the Oliver history. So, specifically on Richard, Thomas Francis Oliver, you shared something with me that he wrote in 1935, a poem.
Yes.
'Cause they say home is where your heart is sitting, stone is where you go when you're alone, is where you go to rest your bones. It's not just where you lay your head, it's not just where you make your bed. As long as we're together, does it matter where we go?
I sometimes think of that dear old place in a land beyond the sea, where we played our games in our boyhood days, in fun and joy and glee, when after school and chores were done and the evening meal called tea, we would meet at the cross near the old Black Head or under the old elm tree. Then wend our way to the blacksmith shop where anvil, fire and forge was busy and bright till 7 at night, when the whole crew had to disgorge. Then back to the cross on a moonlit night to play the game Chivvy Out. How the lusty throats would fairly ring, I kennelled thee, thee bist out. And oft in December, winter nights, when the sky was bright and clear, the bell would peal in sweet delight, to remind us all of that glorious night, and that Christmas would soon be here.
Just where you lay your head, it's not just where you make your bed. As long as we're together, does it matter where we go?
I hope you don't think that vulgarises or cheapens your expectation of what that poem was and what it meant, but I wanted to include it in today's session.
He never came back after he went to Canada, never made the trip back. But as you and I have talked about, it shows how much he cared for Stonesfield.
What I want to do, just before we go any further, is to let you know that you have some cousins that still live in Stonesfield. Phyllis, Kath, would you come up please? These are your cousins. They're on the same line as you. So their great-grandfather was Francis, your grandfather was Thomas and Philip. They had sons, and you're their children. You're exactly the same generations. These guys have never met. So, cousins. There's a lady called Rose McIntosh who kept wrote down some memories of Richard Barrett Oliver and his wife Mary. Talking that he would walk from Oak Bay to Colwood, worked on the Royal Roads Castle. You guys familiar with the Royal Roads Castle? And Mary Oliver, she was a tiny lady, but she had strapping big sons. The Olivers were strapping big boys. But I can't hold it back any longer. That's Richard Barrett Oliver and his wife Mary. And this is the final photo. This is the family. Thomas, Sarah Ann, Frank. I'd never seen Frank before until I saw this photo. Ellen, Charles. Now I think this photo was taken in England. The only two people that had travelled, because this looks like a little bit of photoshopping's happened. Thomas and Charles had already gone. I don't think they're actually there in the photo with the group, but they've very cleverly pulled them in. Philip, your granddad, the young boy down there. Mary and Richard, Edith and small girl Fanny, who travelled with Richard and Mary in 1907. And that's it. Just wanted to bring this story of this branch to the group, and it's very exciting to see you guys sat next to each other. Thank you for coming.
As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, mothers, let's go down, come on down. Oh, mothers, let's go down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, sinners, let's go down, come on down. Oh, sinners, let's go down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Those endless days, those sacred days you gave me, I'm thinking of the days I won't forget a single day, believe me. Days I remember all my life, days when you can't see wrong from right. You took my life, and then I knew that very soon you'd leave me. But it's
just where